Question 1. A global e-commerce company experiences high latency due to repeated database queries. Customers from different regions should experience low latency responses. The solution should reduce database load and improve read performance. Data updates should be automatically reflected in the cache. Which AWS service best meets these requirements? Options: A. Use Amazon RDS with read replicas. B. Deploy an EC2-based Redis cluster. C. Use Amazon ElastiCache with Redis and auto-discovery enabled. D. Use Amazon CloudFront with a custom origin pointing to the database. Correct answer: C. Use Amazon ElastiCache with Redis and auto-discovery enabled. Explanation: ElastiCache, Redis, stores frequently accessed data in memory, reducing latency. Auto-discovery enables automatic scaling as demand increases. Supports cache invalidation to ensure data updates reflect correctly. Why not other options? Option A. Read replicas improve read performance but don't eliminate repeated queries. Option B. Managing Redis on EC2 increases operational overhead. Option D. CloudFront is ideal for caching static content, not dynamic database queries. Question 2. A banking institution wants to store and archive customer records securely while keeping some data on premises. Data should be encrypted and securely accessible from both AWS and on-premises. The solution should be cost-effective and support petabyte-scale storage. Cold storage should be available for long-term retention. Which AWS service provides the best solution? Options: A. Use Amazon S3 with AWS Direct Connect. B. Use AWS Storage Gateway with Tape Gateway mode. C. Deploy Amazon FSx for Windows File Server with on-premises integration. D. Use Amazon RDS with multi-AZ and automatic backups. Correct answer: B. Use AWS Storage Gateway with Tape Gateway mode. Explanation: AWS Storage Gateway, Tape Gateway, integrates on-premises storage with AWS. Supports petabyte-scale storage for archival use cases. Encrypts data and stores backups in Amazon S3 Glacier for cost savings. Why not other options? Option A. Direct Connect provides private network access but doesn't handle archival storage. Option C. FSx is for shared file storage, not for large-scale backups. Option D. RDS is a database service, not for file storage and archiving. Question 3. A company with multiple AWS accounts needs to allow developers from account A to access S3 buckets in account B. The solution should follow security best practices, least privilege. IAM users in account A should not have full control over account B's resources. Cross-account access should be easily managed and auditable. Which is the best way to grant access? Options: A. Use an S3 bucket policy allowing account A's IAM users to access account B's S3 bucket. B. Create an IAM role in account B and grant permission to account A's IAM users. C. Enable AWS Resource Access Manager (RAM) to share the S3 bucket. D. Create an IAM group in account A and assign full S3 permissions to all developers. Correct answer: B. Create an IAM role in account B and grant permission to account A's IAM users. Explanation: IAM roles enable cross-account access securely without managing long-term credentials. Developers assume the role in account B temporarily instead of having full access. Permissions can be scoped to only the required S3 buckets. Why not other options? Option A. S3 bucket policies don't provide granular access control. Option C. RAM is used for sharing AWS services, not for IAM-based access control. Option D. Granting full permissions to all users violates the least privilege principle. Question 4. A log analytics company processes terabytes of log data daily. Logs should be stored for long-term analysis. The solution should be cost-effective and scalable. Batch processing should be automated and require minimal management. Which AWS service combination is the best solution? Options: A. Use Amazon Kinesis Firehose to store logs in S3 and process them with AWS Lambda. B. Deploy an Amazon Redshift cluster and stream logs into it for analysis. C. Use Amazon EC2 instances with Hadoop to process logs and store results in Amazon RDSD. Send logs to Amazon S3 and use AWS Glue with Amazon Athena for on-demand querying. Correct answer: D. Send logs to Amazon S3 and use AWS Glue with Amazon Athena for on-demand querying. Explanation: S3 provides cheap, scalable storage for logs. AWS Glue automatically processes data for analytics. Athena allows querying logs without provisioning infrastructure, making it cost-effective. Why not other options? Option A. Lambda has execution limits and is not suited for large-scale log processing. Option B. Redshift is expensive and better suited for structured data. Option C. Managing Hadoop clusters on EC2 increases operational complexity. Question 5. A media company runs a global video streaming application on AWS. Users in different AWS regions should experience low-latency streaming. The application should failover automatically if a region becomes unavailable. The solution should use AWS managed services where possible. Which architecture best meets these requirements? Options: A. Deploy EC2 instances with an auto-scaling group in a single AWS region. B. Use Route 53 with latency-based routing and deploy EC2 instances in multiple regions. C. Use a network load balancer with multi-AZ deployment. D. Deploy all backend services in a single AWS region and enable CloudFront caching. Correct answer: B. Use Route 53 with latency-based routing and deploy EC2 instances in multiple regions. Explanation: latency-based routing directs users to the closest AWS region. Multi-region deployment ensures high availability and disaster recovery. Route 53 can automatically route traffic if a region goes down. Why not other options? Option A. A single region deployment doesn't ensure global availability. Option C. NLB only balances traffic within a single region. Option D. CloudFront improves caching but doesn't provide multi-region failover. Question 6. A financial services company needs to securely connect its applications running on AWS Lambda to an RDS database, MySQL. The connection should not expose the database to the public internet. Authentication should be managed without hard-coding credentials. The solution should follow security best practices. Which is the best approach? Options: A. Create a database user and store the credentials in AWS Secrets Manager. B. Attach a public IP to the RDS instance and allow Lambda to connect. C. Use AWS Systems Manager Parameter Store to store database credentials. D. Use IAM database authentication with RDS and connect Lambda via VPC. Correct answer: D. Use IAM database authentication with RDS and connect Lambda via VPC. Explanation: IAM database authentication allows connecting without storing passwords. Lambda should run inside the same VPC as the RDS instance for secure connectivity. Eliminates the need for storing credentials manually. Why not other options? Option A. Secrets Manager is a good practice, but IAM authentication is more secure. Option B. Exposing RDS to the public internet is a security risk. Option C. Parameter Store is useful, but it still requires credentials, unlike IAM authentication. Question 7. A healthcare company needs to implement disaster recovery, DR, for a mission-critical web application running in S East 1. The application must failover to another AWS region automatically. RPO, recovery point objective, should be as close to 0 as possible. RTO, recovery time objective, should be within minutes. Which DR strategy is the best choice? Options: A. Backup and restore using Amazon S3 and RDS automated backups. B. Deploy an active-passive architecture using Pilot Lite with minimal infrastructure in a secondary region. C. Implement an active-active architecture with global load balancing. D. Use AWS Snowball to ship data between AWS regions periodically. Correct answer, C. Implement an active-active architecture with global load balancing. Explanation: active-active ensures immediate failover with minimal downtime. AWS Global Accelerator or Route 53 can route traffic to the healthy region automatically. Data replication between regions ensures near-zero RPO. Why not other options? Option A, backup and restore takes hours, not suitable for mission-critical applications. Option B, Pilot Lite requires manual intervention, increasing RTO. Option D, AWS Snowball is not a real-time DR solution. Question 8. A video streaming startup needs to store and deliver large media files, 1 terabyte per day, to global users at low cost. Users should experience low latency. Storage should be cost-effective. Data should be accessible worldwide. Which solution is the most cost-efficient? Options: A. Store files in Amazon S3 standard and use Amazon CloudFront for distribution. B. Use Amazon RDS to store the video files and serve them via EC2 instances. C. Deploy a self-managed content delivery network, CDN, using EC2 and Jinx. D. Use Amazon EBS for storing video files and distribute them using ALB. Correct answer: A. Store files in Amazon S3 standard and use Amazon CloudFront for distribution. Explanation: S3 provides durable and low-cost storage. CloudFront caches videos globally, reducing latency and bandwidth costs. Pay-as-you-go pricing ensures cost optimization. Why not other options? Option B, RDS is for structured data, not for storing and serving media files. Option C, managing a CDN on EC2 is complex and expensive. Option D, EBS is block storage, not optimized for large-scale file delivery. Question 9. A travel booking platform is building an API service using Amazon API Gateway and AWS Lambda. APIs should be publicly accessible, but only to authenticated users. Authentication should support third-party identity providers, Google, Facebook, etc. Minimal development effort should be required. Which authentication mechanism is best? Options: A. Use AWS IAM users and API Gateway IAM authorization. B. Enable API Gateway's built-in API key authentication. C. Use Amazon Cognito user pools for authentication. D. Require users to sign in via a custom database-based authentication system. Correct answer: C. Use Amazon Cognito user pools for authentication. Explanation: Cognito supports third-party identity providers. Handles user authentication, session management, and token-based authorization. Minimal development effort is required. Why not other options? Option A, IAM is better for internal services, not public user authentication. Option B, API keys provide no user authentication, only basic access control. Option D, building a custom authentication system is unnecessary effort. Question 10. An e-commerce platform is running on Amazon EC2 instances with an RDS database. Users should experience minimal downtime if an availability zone, AZ, fails. The database should be highly available and automatically failover. Traffic should be distributed across multiple instances. Which architecture ensures the highest availability? Options: A. Deploy EC2 instances in a single AZ with a multi-AZ RDS instance. B. Use an auto-scaling group across multiple AZs and an RDS multi-AZ instance. C. Deploy all EC2 instances in one AZ with a standby RDS instance in another AZ. D. Use EC2 spot instances to handle failover scenarios. Correct answer: B. Use an auto-scaling group across multiple AZs and an RDS multi-AZ instance. Explanation: auto-scaling distributes EC2 instances across multiple AZs, ensuring redundancy. RDS multi-AZ provides automatic failover for the database. Load balancer ensures seamless traffic distribution. Why not other options? Option A, single AZEC2 instances create a single point of failure. Option C, a single standby instance doesn't scale automatically. Option D, spot instances are not suitable for mission-critical applications.